boy, oh boy, do I have a segment for you guys here. Good googly moogly. So there has been just a colossal, massive propaganda effort in the U.S. to pull the wool over your eyes and hide the truth from you about just how shitty our healthcare system is. And look, the health insurance companies, the big pharma companies, you got these giant industries. They give a lot of ad money to these mainstream media networks. And so you really don't get deep dives on just how wretched and repulsive and grotesque our healthcare system is and our health insurance system is, right? So this is going to be an eye-opener for many of you. Many of you already know this reality, but for those of you that don't, you're in for a treat here. So first, let's start with this. You have Ahmed and Preach. They are Canadian YouTubers. They're going to talk about the U.S. healthcare system here. Specifically, they're reacting to the United Health CEO getting shot and killed. Let's watch, and then I got some other incredible videos for you.
Us who don't live in America, right? I go and I get injured. I go through the free healthcare program. Eventually I'll get there. Is it slow? Sure. Does it have its problems? Absolutely. In America, you have certain problems. If you don't have health insurance, you're looking at bills of 40, 50, tens of thousands. It's like absurd how much people sometimes have to pay medical fees. With that in mind, a lot of people have a lot of issues with the medical industry. Some people who need life-saving surgery or life-saving treatment can't get it because they don't have insurance and they can't afford to pay for it.
The point of the insurance is not to pay. It's to make money. So they're going to find a way. They're trying to look for all the instances of where it might have been or not been or whatever, and looking at the fine prints. When it's time to collect, they collect. But when it's time for them to pay out, they're going to, let's see about that.
In my opinion, beyond even this man or his company, this kinds of industry shouldn't exist. I don't think there should be a standard anywhere in the world, in my personal opinion. Because I think health insurance stuff and how it functions works really well if you got money. If you got money and you can pay for some of the best coverage and all that shit, it's great for you. But for everybody else, it's fucking trash. And knowing that, we can talk about this guy, people can hyper focus on this, but honestly, that's an industry, in my opinion, I can't believe exists to this day. But that's me. And I'm not trying to sit here and say, universal health care that we have in Canada is perfect. It comes with its flaws. But good Lord, I've never looked at the American system and thought to myself,
that's great.
I could handle being a poor person in that shit.
By the way, we talked about this. The way they prioritize who gets the care in single-payer systems is literally by need. Who needs it the most? They hop right to the front of the line, right? It is the most rational, logical way to determine who gets the care. Look at need, go based off that. In the U.S., we do what's called a wallet biopsy. Who gets the need? Who's got the most money, right? And so that's a shitty system. So are there, in some instances, some waiting that you have to do in Canada or other single-payer countries? Sure. But usually the waiting is more for elective procedures, right? And if there is some waiting for a necessary procedure, it's literally just, this is as quick as we can get you in, but we know you need the care, so you're hopping up as high as you can in that line, right? Whereas in the U.S., that's not how it functions. That's not how it functions. The wallet biopsy is the end-all be-all, and there are terrible wait lines here as well, and you could be on that wait line even for care that is absolutely necessary. And forget it if you don't have insurance. You're going to go bankrupt. Medical bills are the number one cause of bankruptcy.
You guys who love it, you guys got money. And most places in the world are always going to be amazing if you got money. Even here in Canada, if you got enough money, you can go through a lot of procedures and get shit done. It don't matter.
And when we talk about having money, we're not talking about like being dirt poor, like the opposite being dirt poor and everything like that. Just working class. If you're not well insured, we're not talking about like, I ain't got no money to put. No, there's some people that have a roof over their head. They pay their bills. Everything is all right. They have a decent job. And then some stuff happen.
Yep.
And it's done. It's really an injury at work or an injury, a sickness. And they were good before that. And they had insurance, but not the proper insurance that cover whatever the hell happened. You understand? When we talk about people that don't have money, it's not even the poor people. It's not even Section 8. It's not even all of that stuff that you're talking. It's mid-class, even higher class citizen. It's just like, yo, how many $40,000 bills can you pay? After how many months are you going to be all right? And if we think that in America, it's like, I think it's like the number for that is like 60% of people are living check to check.
Yeah.
So if you're considered good with the money, it can still break you.
I have friends who refuse to go to a hospital because they know they can't afford it.
100%.
So they've been walking for years with an injury like a shoulder that's like not in the proper spot or whatever.
We talked about this the other day. U.S. could have saved 338,000 lives from COVID if we just had universal health care. 338,000. for the exact reason he's describing. Some people were really, really sick with COVID, and they were like, I should probably go to the hospital. But then they said, I don't have insurance. That could bankrupt me. I guess I'll ride it out. And then they died. Does that sound like a system that makes sense to you? Does that sound like it's how it should be? So that's a Canadian reaction to our healthcare system. They were reacting to the shooting of the United Healthcare CEO. But I got more for you. This is an older video, but man, is it important. Here is somebody on the streets of the UK talking to British people about how much US healthcare costs. Now remember, where they're from, everything is taken care of. It's just paid for with tax money, right? When they learn about the way the US system functions, look at the shock and awe and disbelief on their faces. They cannot fathom that this is the reality for Americans. Here we go.
10 grand for a baby.
Is there a price for that?
Yes.
Jeez, $100, $200?
$2.5 grand.
$80.
600.
250.
More.
Shut the fridge.
More.
£300.
Double it.
$600. $600.
Yeah. Ambulance call out. How much do you think that costs?
Zero payment.
Zero payment?
Yeah, zero payment.
No. Because $2,500.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
you look. An inhaler.
$100.
Yeah, you're pretty close. It's a bit more.
120.
250 to 350.
For an inhaler?
Yes.
Man. So if you're poor, you're dead.
I know that it's like public healthcare in the UK. In the US, fortunately, I'm able to get healthcare through my parents, their jobs, but like I carry an EpiPen, and I know that like the cost of that has just been rising. So like there's like very few companies that even compete, so it's sort of like a monopoly for the EpiPen. Even though like we have insurance, it costs my parents about a couple hundred, even with insurance.
So 2 EpiPens. Okay. How much do you reckon they are?
$80.
600.
$40.
I'm afraid not.
More?
More?
$100.
More.
150.
More.
250.
More.
Shut the fridge.
More.
£300.
Double it.
$600. What? Why?
That's a very good question.
$600.
Yeah.
For me, it's more like just hives and shortness of breath. So it wouldn't be like an immediate death situation, but like, so I've been fortunate I've not had to use it, but it's something like keep on me. Like I have my backpack right now, I have it on me.
Cost of childbirth.
Jesus. 50 grand, something ridiculous now?
Yeah, see, I've blown the figures up in your head now, haven't I? Because they're large. It's the highest, generally speaking, is about 30 grand.
Okay.
Is that reasonable? You haven't?
Not reasonable at all. It's just like now on a benchmark.
100? 200?
Dollars.
Yeah.
The average is about 10 grand. It can go up to 30,000.
10 grand for a baby.
Yeah, well, I guess. How much is your child worth?
Yeah. Well, is that like the same everywhere?
Yeah, the average is about $10,000. Yeah.
That's mad. Oh, no thanks.
Okay, no thanks. In which case, the coil, IUD, contraception, how much do you think that costs?
For one person to implant a grand?
Yeah, a little bit higher.
Really?
Yeah, $1,300.
Oh. Mental.
I wonder if you could tell me how expensive you think calling an ambulance out to your location is in America.
I guess it depends on like where you live. It really does. Is there a price for that?
Yes.
Jeez, $100, $200?
$2.5 grand.
For what? Why? Why?
Give birth by C-section,
Yeah.
and you would like to hold your baby after you've given birth to it.
Actually, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. You have to pay to do that?
Yes.
To hold my own child that I've been carrying inside of my womb.
Say something else.
Yeah, I was.
But yes.
Jeez.
It's not actually that expensive.
Mate, charging me, I'm going to punch you.
Yeah.
Not you, but the doctor. Like $100.
$40.
$40.
For skin-on-skin contact. What do you think of the NHS?
Literally the gift that keeps on giving.
So this same channel, Politics Joe, shout out to them. This got 5.2 million views. 5.2 million views. This is an old video, though. This is from a long time ago. He did it again. I think it was during COVID. Again, just look at these reactions, bro. It says everything.
For a person under 40 who stays in an American hospital for more than 2 weeks, what do you think the average medical bill is?
I mean, after the ambulance being $2,000, what, 20 grand?
More.
More?
It's way, way more.
10 grand. No.
Way more.
To be honest, I thought I was getting quite well then.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot more.
30 grand.
No, more.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, I'm deadly serious.
For 60 grand.
75 to 100 grand.
$1 million. It's $1 million.
$1 million? What? What, for like a stay in hospital? Yeah. Costs you $1 million?
You know, but we're talking lots of medical care is being given to you here, Ralph. You know, you're being taken care of.
Yeah, you're being looked after, but $1 million. I mean, like, considering here we get it for free.
$1 million.
Oh, shut up.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
$1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million.
That's a lot of zeros.
It's $1 million, yeah. For a very serious case of COVID, yeah, you're in there for a long time.
What, do they not have the gear or something? How would you even have that money, like?
And it can bankrupt people. Some people are like a broken bone away from just being completely broken on the streets.
It's amazing when they get the few Americans they talk to. They're like, yeah, we're getting robbed and shit on and spit on and destroyed and lives are ruined and we're going bankrupt and people are dying. And they're talking about it very matter-of-factly, right? Whereas the British people are like, it costs that much? Bro, what? Disgusting, man. It's criminal. It's criminal. It's criminal in our country. It is criminal. We need single-payer Medicare for all right now. And by the way, we should be talking about literal criminal charges for some of the health insurance CEOs and the big pharma CEOs. And even on the healthcare side, we got to be honest about that too. On the healthcare side too, there's some price gouge going on that bitch as well.
The federal government, if you die of COVID, they'll contribute to your funeral costs.
Great.
That's kind of them.
I mean, I guess you kind of get the money back, but...
They're like, yeah, I mean, we'll keep you alive, but it's going to cost you like an arm and a leg, no pun intended, and then you're going to die, and here's $9 grand to die.
Have you had to pay for any health-related costs in relation to COVID during the course of the pandemic?
No, I've had COVID and I haven't had to... No.
Sanitizer, but sanitizer isn't like expensive. So like, I hadn't had to pay for anything.
That's so if you're broke and you were to like, I don't know, die of COVID, or if you were to have COVID and it was kind of like the kind of severe symptoms, you probably wouldn't afford to survive.
Because I had to self-isolate and I was getting sick pay for self-isolating, which was quite nice.
Free tests on the NHS.
So in other words, when she got COVID, she was making money. If you need healthcare, it's totally free, but you're getting sick time from work, so you're getting paid. Guys, it doesn't have to be like this in our country. It does not have to be like this in America. It doesn't. And the more people get educated, look, I'll say it again. I said it in a previous segment. I'll say it again. Do yourself a favor. I don't care if you're a left-winger, a centrist, a right-winger, part of MAGA. I don't care if you're far-right. Do yourself a favor. Go watch the Michael Moore documentary, Sicko. Don't care what your thoughts are on Michael Moore. Put that aside. However you feel about him personally is irrelevant. Go watch the documentary, Sicko. Then tell me your thoughts on healthcare. Just how screwed over we are. The multi-billion-dollar propaganda machine in this country has brainwashed some Americans into thinking we actually have it the best in the world, bro, and everybody else is getting screwed over, bro. So to give you some more, you guys have seen this before, but it's super important. Medicare for All would save $450 billion annually while preventing 68,000 deaths, new study finds. $450 billion, because you're getting rid of the unnecessary, rapacious, for-profit mafia middleman who's price gouging you for no fucking reason, getting in between you and your doctor. You're getting rid of that. And also, the administrative costs in Medicare for All would be 2%. For current Medicare, it's 2%. The administrative cost for private healthcare is 18%. 18. European versus American healthcare. Discover the differences in healthcare between Europe and America, modern European U.S. healthcare comparison. So, there's a chart in here somewhere. Here it is. The U.S. we spend about $13,000, $12,500 healthcare costs per capita in this country. The average developed nation, they spend $6,400. So we spend double what other countries spend on healthcare, and we have worse health outcomes, tremendous number of medical bankruptcies, and 68,000 deaths every year. It's a scam. Health insurance is a mafia in this country. One more for you. Ranking U.S. healthcare. So every couple of years, this group called the Commonwealth Fund does a study of a bunch of the developed nations and their healthcare systems. Virtually every year, we come in dead last. One year, they studied 11 different systems. We were 11 out of 11. One year it was 7. One year it was 9. Dead last. The only thing we're good on is the care process, they say, right? But care access at the bottom. Efficiency, close to the bottom. Equity, the bottom. Outcome, the bottom. So they have all these categories. Hey, how is the healthcare system in this area and that area? And we just shit the bed virtually across the board. It doesn't have to be like this. It does not have to be like this. It's like this because of the oligarchs and the robber barons and the donor class that have bought our politicians to look the other way as they price gouge you and deliver us horrific healthcare for profit. Doesn't have to be like this. We can ban private health insurance. We can do single-payer Medicare for all. It just takes the political will to fight, to stand up, to view this as one of the civil rights fights of our time. That's what it is. Look at those reactions from Canadians, from British people. Look at those reactions. They're laughing. They're like mocking us. I mean, they feel horrible for us, but they're laughing. They're mocking us. They're like, oh my God, do they have no idea how screwed they're getting? How a mafia controls their health for profit? Should be an eye-opener. I'll say it again. Go watch Sicko. All right, guys. That's the show. Love y'all very much. Everybody subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon so you get a notification every single time something drops. You can leave a comment, tell me how sexy I am. You can support the show on Patreon, tip with that thanks button on YouTube, sign up on Substack, etc., etc. All that fun stuff. All right, guys. I'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Peace. Hey, y'all. Do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.